Taking DACA to court. 7 states are suing the federal government seeking to end the Obama-era program that protects young immigrants brought to this country illegally. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed the lawsuit, and he joins us now. Good to see you again, General Paxton. A lot of folks have argued for a long time, legal experts, that DACA was unconstitutional to begin with. Is that your basic argument?
Absolutely. It's very similar to the lawsuit that we filed a couple of years ago in DAPA that we took all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Has exactly the same legal theory and the same underpinning, with President Obama illegally doing something that only Congress has the authority to do under the Constitution.
Now, 3 federal courts have blocked President Trump from just ending DACA, and that has led he wishes, our own legal expert, Andrew Napolitano, to opine about what you're doing. Take a listen.
I think this should be resolved. All 3 judges said the same thing, by Congress and not by the courts. So I'm disappointed about a 4th lawsuit. I think it's frivolous. I think they're going to lose.
So he called your lawsuit frivolous. What do you say?
I couldn't disagree more. This is very similar to the DAPA lawsuit. What these federal judges did was they stepped into the role, I think, of the president and stopping him from rescinding what we view and what the president viewed as an unlawful executive action. There's no reason they should have stepped in to affect what the president was doing. And so we're back to our same issue. This was unconstitutionally done by President Obama. It's the same argument we made in DAPA. I think you're going to see in the end we're going to be successful.
General, let me move over to sanctuary cities, which is something you have been successful in the courts about. They have backed your efforts to crack down on sanctuary cities within the state of Texas. What's the latest on that? How is that going?
So actually very well. You know, our legislature passed a sanctuary city bill basically to do 2 things. One is to allow law enforcement to ask about immigration status, and 2, to require that elected officials turn over illegals who have committed crimes. Well, we lost the district court, but we took that to the 5th Circuit, and we were successful in getting our law put back in place and completely upheld. So it's back in play, and we're living under that law as we speak.
Now, have there been cities that have been trying to defy that law?
As far as we know, that's not happening. Now, we have a complaint process on our website, so if people are aware of that happening, they can complain, and we investigate, and if there's a problem, we pursue it.
And as a result of this, are there any indications that things have changed, that there are fewer crimes by illegal immigrants, et cetera?
You know, so we're going to be measuring that. Our state police measure this on a monthly basis, and you know, we keep track of those statistics, and we've kept track of that since 2011 with over 600,000 crimes committed by illegals. So it's going to be interesting to see if the number of illegals coming in, that obviously should impact our crime statistics in a positive way.
Very interesting stuff. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, thank you so much, sir, for being here. We appreciate it.